Mukam Godivachalam Vanam Manayate Grimyakshitam Vande Shri Guru Dinathanam. So the gigantic universal form of Lord Mahavishnu is called in the scriptures the Mahapurush. Also Hiranyagarbha, also Hiranyabrahma, or Hiranmaya. These are different names found in the Srimad Bhagavatam for this gigantic form who is described as having thousands and millions of heads and eyes and arms and all senses, extending infinitely in all directions. So this form of the Lord, who is said to be an anga or limb of Mahavishnu, he enters into the material nature. And he gives that primordial material nature form by his presence. So this, within this form, golden form, that's why it's called Hiranmaya. So within this golden form, there appears the original, or you can say, you can use a fancy word, archetypical. No? Archetype? Archetype. Yes. So original or archetypical 24 elements, they are manifest there within the Mahatattva. This Mahatattva means the material energy in which the Mahapurush is situated. So, within the Mahapurush are all the living entities. Indeed, he is called the total jiva. So, this name, one name for Mahapurush, Hiranyagarbha, actually means golden embryo. So just like an embryo within the womb of a mother or mother-to-be, which is developing. So now in today's verse, we are reading about the stage of development wherein the Mahapurush divides himself into the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu within each universe. Each universe, this great golden form, it separates into many, many millions and trillions of golden balls. These are developing universes. And so into each one of these golden spheres, the Lord expands as the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada focused on this lila of expansion, of the Lord manifesting himself separately as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Srila Prabhupada said this lila demonstrates the Lord's independence. So, individuality or independence, that is a fundamental feature of personality. But the Lord, being the Supreme Being, the Supreme Soul, although He can do what He likes, He is independent. He can separate Himself from Himself and exist independently from Himself. He is never conditioned. He never becomes contaminated by the association of the material energy. Okay. Within the Mahapurush, as I said, he's the total jivas. So all living entities are there. And at that stage of this Leela of creation, all living entities, they are sharing the consciousness of the Mahapurusha. Prabhupada says they are all one, in the sense of all living entities are being they're situated at that point on the what is called Shuddha Sattva, or stage of pure consciousness. So they're all aware of their eternal link with Paramatma. But gradually, desire for independence appears within the consciousness of these living entities. They are identifying with the Lord, but in a somewhat wrong way. Thinking themselves to be Lords also. So then they desire to manifest their lordships independently, you see, in a unique way. But the jivas are unable to initiate anything themselves. Because they're not actually independent, they are rather dependent upon the Lord. They have to follow Him. So, being very merciful upon the living entities, Lord Vishnu expands Himself into many, many, many unlimited Garbhodakashayi Vishnus, each entering one universe, and these jivas who are desiring their independence, they follow that Garbhodakashayi Vishnu into these universes. But You see, as they express their independence, they become more and more conditioned by material nature. They become more and more covered by forgetfulness. So this is the difference between the Lord and the living entity. The Lord, He can manifest His independence as He likes, and yet He is always situated in His own transcendental self-awareness. But as the living entity tries to imitate the Lord by being similarly independent, he comes more under the control of the Lord's energy, Maya. Now, as this Leela of Krishna unfolds, the Lord, out of His kindness, He offers the living entities opportunities to engage in His devotional service. At least the first time the living entity comes into this Leela, the very first time he enters into the Leela of creation, he's offered 3 times chance to become established in devotional service and not become totally conditioned, totally forgetful. So the first opportunity is the chance to become one of the personal energies of the Lord. Or, shall we say, servant of the personal energies, the main personal energies of the Lord. In the chapter before this, chapter 9, Lord Brahma has the darshan of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan in Vaikuntha. And Brahma sees the personal energies of the Lord, who are there in their personal spiritual forms, serving Him. So it's very interesting to note these forms are identified there in that chapter. These energies. And these are all energies of creation. But they live with the Lord in Vaikuntha. So, mentioned there are the personified Prakriti, material nature, personified Purusha, personified Mahatattva, personified ego. These 4. And Purusha. There is also the personified Astasiddhi, 8 mystic powers. This universe is held together by these 8 mystic powers. or the personal energies of the super soul. Also mentioned are the personified 5 knowledge acquiring senses. The 5 active senses. The 5 elements. The 5 sense perceptions. The mind. So, in Vaikuntha, all these are seen as eternally liberated associates of Lord Narayan. So, in other words, this creation, this whole material manifestation, is a result of these devotees in Vaikuntha serving Narayan, serving Lord Narayan under his direction. Lord Narayan tells them, I wish to create now. It's my desire. And they say, yes, my Lord. And then they manifest their own energies and the whole material existence comes into being. So the first manifestation of the jiva from the body, transcendental body of Lord Narayan, is on this platform. Is at this stage where the jiva can become an assistant of these energies, these personal energies of Krishna. It can assist him from the transcendental platform, assist these energies in the lila of creation. So actually this means the jiva, if at that point he chooses to surrender to the Lord, he becomes a resident of Vaikuntha Loka. He receives a form in Vaikuntha Loka. And specifically he has a service connected with the cosmic manifestation, but from the position of Vaikuntha, not from the position in the material nature. But if that jiva, after appearing from the transcendental body of Lord Narayan, desires more independence, then there's a next stage, a next opportunity. He's offered the chance to appear in the Brahma Loka. As we're reading now, Garbhodakashai Vishnu enters into every universe, and then from his navel grows the Padma Kosha, this spiritual lotus flower which opens, and situated within the lotus is the Brahma, the Lord of creation. So there is Brahma, and there are also Brahma's immediate sons, his mental sons, or not only sons produced from his mind, but from other parts of his body directly. So they're all being Brahma's direct sons. They're on the same level as Brahma. They're also residents of Brahma Loka. And although they are living within the sphere of the material universe, they are not subject to repeated birth and death. Because Lord Brahma, how long does he live? Yes, but in relationship with the duration of the universe. Julian, how long does Brahma live? Huh? Yes, I know that. He lives throughout the whole. I want Julian, thanks. But in how long does he live in comparison to the life or existence span of the universe, the whole universe, from beginning to end? No? You don't know. Awesome? Awesome. Yes.
One life.
So, Brahma's life, his one life, is the length of the existence of the universe. So in other words, he's not dying and being reborn within the universe. And also not are the residents of Brahmaloka, his Loka. So, in Brahmaloka, the Lord Brahma and his associates, they are worshippers of this Mahapurush form. And they enact their work of creation. Lord Brahma, he's the creator, and also he's assisted by other residents of Brahmaloka. They're engaging in that work as service to the Mahapurush. But if the living entity even wants more independence, then thirdly and lastly, they're offered a good birth in the 400,000 human species. $400,000 species also includes certain forms of the demigods. And very advanced, exalted human beings who live on this planet but in earlier ages. So this is birth, but it is birth in the mode of goodness. And in that birth, they are offered all chance to receive Vedic knowledge from bona fide spiritual master. And to serve the Lord by executing Vedic Dharma nicely. Then, after this one life, one birth, they're liberated. They go back home, back to God. But if they desire even more independence, which is then manifest as deviation from the Vedic Dharma, from the teachings of the Lord. Then they become entangled in material nature. They're lost in the complexities of material existence. Like an ant, you see, that's crawling in some big machine. Let's imagine a big motor, very complex mechanical arrangement with so many pistons and gears and so on and so forth, valves, wires. And there's a little ant crawling in between, trying to find its way. Mm-hmm. So, for such living entities, their great necessity is to find their way out of this maze of material existence, this maze, this labyrinth of repeated birth and death. But Maya attracts them to remain, to try to be happy within the complexities of karma, complexities of samsara. And samsara. Repeated birth and death. And repeated manifestation, maintenance and destruction of the universe again and again. So, pungsospriya maituna bhavam etam tayor mito hridaya grantimahu. Bhagavatam says, these unfortunate living entities, although lost in this maze of birth and death, they become captivated, or they become entranced to remain within the world of birth and death because of attraction, sexual attraction between male and female. You see? So the little ant crawling in the vast machinery, completely lost, looking for shelter, turns the corner and sees another ant. So the ant meets the antine. And then they think, yes, we're both alone. We don't know what to do. So why not set up a happy home here? Huh? Where we've come from, we don't know. Where we're going, we don't know. But anyway, we're here now. So let's try to be happy together. So then in this way, as Bhagavatam says, they try to, they combine together and produce children. So to maintain children, they need griha. So they designate some corner in that maze, that vast maze of material nature. This is our griha. This is our little home. We will live here. Griha, kshetra. Kshetra means land or property. Sutapta, and then they have their relatives and friends all around them. Vittayir, one needs money to maintain. So in this way, janasya mahoyam aham mameti. The whole world becomes bewildered by the false conception of I and mine. The first false conception, aham, thinking that I belong here in this material world. No, you're actually a resident of the spiritual world, but you've fallen down here and gotten lost. You don't belong here. And then in reply comes the second phase of this illusory consciousness. Mameti. No, I belong here because just see, my property. Just here's my wife, my antini, the little ants we have made together, and our little house, ant hole. And I have so many important things to do here. I have to work very hard and save. And in this way, build up my material existence. But no, this is illusion, because at any moment, you poor ant will be smashed. Just like inside this motor, there's these cylinders, in which the pistons are situated. The pistons move up and down. So you poor fool, you've made your home in that space between the piston and the cylinder, end of the cylinder. You don't know that the motor will start and you will be crushed in an instant. But you've got your wife and children there. You think this is your happy home. You have your possessions. But at any moment, you cannot tell when. Motor will start and you'll be crushed. Yes, this is exactly how the material world, the material nature is working. The three modes of nature are turning just like a machine. And what does this mean? This means there's creation, there's maintenance, and then there's destruction. This is the meaning of the functioning of this great machine of material nature. This period now in which we all find ourselves existing. We're existing in this body. Everything is being maintained nicely. So, this is a brief, what is called, I don't know if you know the word, respite. It's a brief pause in the workings of this material machine. First there was creation, everything came out. And now it's being maintained. There's a pause, resting period now. Now let it exist for a while. And then the next function of the machine will start. Someone will press a button somewhere, and then and everything will be destroyed. So now we are in the maintenance phase. So, but we should know this, that sooner or later, we can't say when, someone will press the button, the red button. Destruction. And everything will be dismantled suddenly, taken apart into little pieces, taken away, including this body of ours.
Това е само един момент, един елемент, цялата работа на машината на време. То всичко се сътворява, след това има момент на поддържане, след това не се изглежда малко, и след това някой натиска време, потом всичко отново да разрушава, да се става на малко елементи, отново
So you see, this is Maya to think in this brief period of maintenance that, so what to do? Here is my partner, my beloved. So let us set up nice, happy home here in the material world and enjoy. And forget about the destruction that will come to us. Foolishness. So, actually, we should utilize this brief period in which our body is existing, functioning nicely. We should utilize this brief period to find our way out of this material entanglement. Tato Brahma Jignasa. That is the Vedanta Sutra's explanation of the purpose of human life. We are here simply to inquire into Brahman, into the absolute truth, into that which is beyond this jagat, this material, temporary material manifestation. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, we heard in the purport, therefore, he says it is so important for us to understand this pastime of creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world. Because by proper understanding this, we can see our way out. Because why have we come here? Why have we gotten entangled? I've already explained. This false sense of independence.
разбират нашия път обратно. Както да сме, защо ние сме тук, защото сме желали, защото сме имали това чувство за независимост.
By understanding the manifestation of this cosmos, its manifestation and its winding up, we can understand that there is no independence. There's no place anywhere in material existence where we can, call our fortress of safety, wave our flag. Now I'm free. There's no place. All the foolish jivas have come here looking for that place. Let me look. So many universes. Let me find one that I can be safe in. Let me find one that I can raise my own little flag. Now I am independent. This is my own little dham, little eternal kingdom. No. That's what we can understand by reading this Bhagavatam description of the Lord's pastimes of creation, maintenance, and destruction. And also, we can understand, therefore, why Srila Prabhupada warns that at this stage, when we need to find our way out of material existence, it can be dangerous. It can be harmful to the living entity if he hears about the intimate, loving pastimes of Lord Krishna with his devotees, as seen in Rasa Lila, for instance, in Vrindavan. Because unless we are completely understanding that we are not independent, that we are servants of Krishna, then when we hear such descriptions, we will think, oh yes, that's very nice. I should do the same. If Krishna can enjoy that way in his abode, let me enjoy that way in my abode, here in the cylinder, on top of the piston. And there you see on the head of the cylinder, the little ants are having their dance, little circle dance. But then someone presses the button. Suddenly everything is finished. So, what is so wonderful about Srila Prabhupada's books is that both are presented in balance. Both the Lord's pastime of Shishti, Stiti, Pralaya, creation, maintenance, and destruction, and also the Lord's intimate, loving pastimes, Madhura Lila. They're both presented in a balanced way. This is Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti means devotion, pure devotion to the Lord, which is actually exhibited in perfection in Sri Vrindavan Dham, in the loving affairs between the Lord and His devotees. And Vedanta means finding one's way out of material entanglement. So therefore, we must read these Bhakti Vedanta purports. And then we will learn that finding our way out of material existence simply means finding our way to the devotional service of the Lord. The impersonalists, they think that liberation, getting free of material existence, means that the material existence must cease to exist altogether. They are hoping to extinguish the material existence altogether. Therefore they say, Brahma Satya Jiva Nitya, that only Brahman, only spirit is real, and the Jagat, the material existence, is Nitya. It has no existence at all. Only we foolishly think that it exists. That's our problem. So they think as long as the living entity has any type of relationship with the Lord's energy, with the Maya Shakti, he's in illusion. He's not liberated. But that's not a fact. Because the Lord's energy, His Maya Shakti, is also His eternal potency. Actually, as we heard in the beginning of the class, the Maya Shakti is initially manifested from Vaikuntha. The Lord's energy, Prakriti, is there. She is the Lord's devotee. So this unleashing of the material display originates from Vaikuntha Loka, with the Lord's eternal associates. So there's no question, there's no possibility that by some living entity's meditation is neti, not this, that he will negate this pastime of the Lord, this pastime of creation, maintenance, and destruction. This is the Mayavadi process. They hope by their meditation that they will render God nameless, formless, without any pastime, without any energy. They will make God into an entity that has no name, no form, no pastime, no energy. But that's not God. What they meditate on is not God. But God is kind to them. All right, if this is what you want to attain, there's my Brahma Jyoti, my impersonal effulgence. You can stick your head in there. You won't have to see anything, hear anything, do anything. Just be blinded by light. And this way, be happy. So that process is very difficult to attain. This merged state, rays of Brahman. But devotee, he simply has to attain devotional service. That is the actual liberated state. So Krishna is so kind that he comes into this material world with his devotees. He descends. And he offers the living entities the chance. So you come on and join me and my devotees. Serve here. Re-establish your relationship with myself and my eternal associates. And then come back with us, back home, back to Godhead. So as I said yesterday, Kali Kale Nam Rupa, Krishna Avatar. Krishna has appeared now. He's here now. As his holy name. And he is offering, he's come with his associates and he is offering us, the lost living entities, this chance to serve him in his Sankirtan. So there's no need to speculate about what is Brahman, what is Maya, and this and that. Just chant Hare Krishna. And experience your real life of transcendental happiness here and now. And by experiencing this real life of transcendental happiness, then we become established in our factual identity, our eternal identity. So that when the piston finally moves and crushes this body, still the eternal identity of the devotee continues serving Krishna without even noticing that the material body has now been crushed. That is the nature of these transcendental devotional activities that we're performing. Tonight you'll hear Bhakti Vidyapuna Maharaj explain 64 processes of devotional service. All of them are transcendental. So when we take them up, then we are established in our own Nitya Dharma or Sanatana Dharma, our own eternal function. And then the body, which is just a covering, you see, that body may be removed at any time. It's like you are doing some work with your hand. So your hand is covered by a glove. Still you're doing the work. And you can take the glove off at any time. Just take it off, throw it off. You still do the same work. Because it is your hand that's working. So in these devotional activities, the soul is active. The body is covering. So the body is also following the soul. But this body can be removed at any time. Doesn't matter. And the actions, the activities, spiritual activities will go on without any break. So of all 64 items, 3 are most essential: hearing, chanting, and remembering. Because Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam or Lila Smaranam means that stage of always remembering Krishna means now you are established in your spiritual identity. Therefore it is said the essence of all rules and regulations is what? To always remember Krishna and never forget him. This never forget him means never forget him even at the time of death. Never forget him even when the whole universe falls apart into dust and merges back into the body of Mahavishnu. The one who remembers the Lord at all times, all places, all circumstances, even when all the sun and the moon and the stars are being pulled out of their orbit and being sucked away into one of the pores of Mahavishnu's body, you know, like this idea of the black hole, you know. So even when that's happening, one is thinking, Hare Krishna. One is remembering Krishna. So he's liberated. So, Krishna is so kind to you here in Sofia. You were able to practice that now. Get ready. Sometimes you are in Angel Kanchev and you went to Filipovsky. Now you're here moving. Sometimes in a good situation, sometimes in a bad situation. But always remember Krishna, never forget him, and you're always liberated. You're always free of this external either convenience or inconvenience. It does not affect you. Maybe next year when I come, you'll have Shishi Gornitai in a cave in the forest, and you'll be worshipping there. No, this is first class devotional study. To always remain fixed in one's function as devotee. It's like Bhagdatta, he's in, we call it the Black Army camp. So it's a hellish situation, but he's hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. So this is the essence. One who can do this under all circumstances, he is successful in spiritual life. And one who's thinking that he has to make nice arrangements in this little cylinder, space in his cylinder, make nice arrangements and maintain them, he's in for a big discipline. So it is now 9 o'clock. We will have to end this class. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Jego Bhujastharya Shri Sukhatra Maharaj ki jai.